Hi everyone, my name is Jess and I am a thriftaholic. What do I have for you today? A haul from a very awesome thrift store that I go to about once a month. Let's get started. I will try to tell you what I paid for it, and of course my notorious cat Tibby is in her favorite spot. She knows the drill. So let's get started. I love selling blankets. I pick them up all the time. I sell them all the time. This one, they spelled avocado wrong, I believe. Yeah, they did. It's an avocado green thermal knit blanket, acrylic, but I've never seen, so the satin trim is sought after, but I've never seen one embroidered, which I'm hoping will increase its value. Like I said, I paid $5 for it. I haven't looked to see if there's a brand tag. It's not a deal breaker if there isn't a tag, but it's a good size too. Like, I haven't even unfolded it. It's so large. Yeah, it's huge. All right, so the next item I got, I love selling anything with sunflowers on it. And here we have like probably a 90s. Is this hand knit? No, it's a Rami cotton blend. It's an 1820 plus size, which is like a 1X sunflower knit sweater vest. I absolutely love it. It's very pretty. There are a few snags, but what I do is I have this tool that pulls the thread back through the back side so you can't see the snag. It's pretty handy and should fix that up pretty quick. I think this was a couple dollars. I couldn't find my receipt to break down the price of each thing, but it's all pretty reasonably priced. I got a few dresses for ThredUP. I typically pass on David's Bridal, but they market pretty decent, and I'm okay with taking a risk, especially when it's 18W. This would be a really nice Mother of the Bride dress. Just a black V-neck, kind of like cocktail style with the tiered skirt. So that's going to go to ThredUP. I think, oh, and this other piece will go to ThredUP. The rest is vintage, and I will sell myself. So this piece is Adriana Papel. She has different lines. This one is occasions, and it's also a great size of an 18W. Probably the same person donated both of these dresses. It's a metallic gold tiered dress. It is a midi. Ooh, actually it might be a maxi. These do well on ThredUP. Dresses were $3.50. This, okay, I'm going to show you a few pieces that I got 2 days ago. This one was 40 cents. Yes, I said 40 cents. I live in rural Illinois, so thrift stores are pretty reasonably priced. Some of the chain stores, though, can mark things up. Just all depending. But this one, is this one hand knit? This is by Tierra. They're known for like their chunky 90s, 80s. But this is an awesome sweater vest with, looks like a Bambi, a fawn, and a buck, with some birch trees. Really beautiful fall scene. Navy blue knit vest. And that's a small, but it's huge. I would say it would fit like up to a large. The other piece I got is more of just like a basic, but it's that really thick, sturdy cotton. It's a pullover. I think its size is a men's. It's just a hooded sweatshirt with the Big Dog's insignia. I'm guessing 90s by the tag. It is a men's small, women's medium. Okay, again with the sunflowers. I typically don't pick up like basic tops, but because this is a turtleneck and it is gingham plaid and sunflowers, I figured I'll list it for like 30 bucks. I'm doing a haul right now, Clark. I got a lot of cool vintage. I got some Christmas sweaters. I typically don't go nuts with Christmas sweaters. I only pick up the 90s chunky ones that have really cool scenes on them. Like by Tierra, Eagle's Eye, certain ones. This one I haven't seen that brand before, Stefano Basics. It's also an 1820 Rami cotton. Somebody donated some really cool clothes, plus size clothes. I loved this winter scene of the horse and sleigh. It has some metallic threading in it with like a nice forest green. There are some thin shoulder pads and just a little detail to the neckline. when I went to check out, they had a special section with some Christmas sweaters, and I don't really pay attention to the pricing because they have like a couple places in the store with like what the prices of everything is, and I should take a picture of it on my camera and refer back to it, but I don't. The Christmas sweaters, I guess, were $2.50, but then when she was ringing them up, she's like, man, these are heavy. She's like, the heavy ones are $3.50. I'm like, okay, like, I don't care. I'll pay $3.50. It's not a huge deal, but I found that interesting. I love selling coats. I don't like the space they take up until they sell, but because I do bag all mine up, I don't hang them up. I bag them and put them in totes. So here's a nice 80s acid wash bomber jacket. Really like it. Just a typical style. There is some leather trim, like brown leather trim accents. There is slight discoloration here. Do you see it's like slightly tinged? Not bad, but just a little bit. And this is by Eagles Ridge. It is a large. It is made in China. It's not made in the US, but they started importing from China, a long time ago. Purple quilted interior. It's pretty cool, basic. Acid wash. It is heavy, like I'm guessing 2.5 pounds. This piece, oh my gosh, I have never seen anything ever made in Iceland. Like I've seen items, like wool items made in Ireland, and I thought maybe I was reading the tag incorrectly, but I will show you. I also feature this on my Instagram, which if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's also Thrifting is my beach. And if I'm out of breath, I apologize. Sometimes I talk too fast, and I'm pregnant right now, so I get out of breath easier, and I'm sure it will get worse as I'm get further along. I'm due March 1st, and right now it is mid to late October. Okay, this is by Hilda Ltd, which I'm guessing is limited. It is 100% virgin wool. I loved the little dude there with his like little Viking hat on with his sword and shield. It's a men's large, and it says made in Iceland, but the A, there's no tail on the A. And so at first when I read it as Ireland, but it says Iceland. And in some other language it says, I think it's Spanish, island fabric. So I'll have to deter this line because I'm not sure what that says, and see if it's like from a specific region, because right here it says Hergestelt in Ireland. So I'll just look it up a little bit. I did look up how much people were pricing this brand for. I mean, I'll pick up vintage, not really based on brand, but they're pricing theirs for like $50, and I don't feel like that does this justice. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's not too itchy. It almost, with the texture, reminds me of mohair, but it is virgin wool. I love the neutral colors with the stripe. Has a nylon zipper that says OPTI. So yeah, it's just a nice, and I would say this is a men's true large. But I debated on this piece because there are probably like 4 or 5 moth holes. The biggest one probably being right here. It's not a whole hole, obviously it's fully lined, but what I'm going to do is, since this is fuzzy, I'm going to stitch it up. If this was like a boiled wool, the flaw would be more evident, and I probably would have passed because there are a few other spots, but due to its texture, I think I can just stitch this up, like hand stitch it, and disclose that it had been repaired. But I'm gonna list mine for more. Like, there's no way I'm gonna list it just for $50, especially if I have to stitch it. Okay, this one I got the other day for 40 cents. And sadly, I thought it would be worth a little bit more. Again, people price vintage pretty low on eBay, which is where I usually check the comps. And I usually mark it up, and I cross-post to several different platforms. It is a men's polo golf Ralph Lauren blue label. It is 100% lamb's wool, navy blue, maroon, vertical striped sweater. Didn't see any moth holes. Obviously, I would have passed if there were holes in it. Just a preppy classic. And now that I'm looking closer, there's actually like a dark green check with this red color. But it is a men's large, made in Hong Kong. I'm guessing it, yeah, it'll probably fit like a large. Although these vintage pieces run short as far as length. So keep that in mind. Okay, here's a modern piece. I don't know if I'm going to sell it myself or if I want to send this into ThredUP. It's by Philosophy. I got it because it was new tags. Oh, and this is 2X. Okay, so because of the size, I'm going to send it into ThredUP. So with ThredUP, there is a fee if you raise it above their 50%. But my plus size clothes sell so well, I'm confident to list them above based off of brand and style. So this is like a taupe lace overlay, crochet lace overlay blouse that I will mark up. It was only retailed at $78, so I think I can mark up just 80% of that price, which I will, and I'll probably get like $10. I think tops for $2. Again, I'm gonna have to wait and refer back to my receipt, and if I'm like way off, I'll put comps or how much I paid up in the corner to correct myself, because I like to be as accurate as possible. I absolutely love the stitching on these. I don't pick up all vintage Gitano jeans, but this stitching gives you like that wedgie look to have like that bump, the peach look that you want in your butt. Loved it. Because of the dark wash, it's very dramatic. And it's a vintage 16. I'm guessing it's more like an 8. Very high-waisted. Try to zip the front for you so you can see. Very high-waisted, like, I'm going to say that's more than 12 inches. I'm going to say that's more like 13. Yeah, very high. It's got a straight leg. They look brand new. Brand new. I got some sweatpants for my son because, believe it or not, I try to thrift sweatpants or just like casual pants in general for my boys. But you all know boys, thrifted clothes, they have holes in the knees that are out on sales for, and I'm not going to buy clothes with holes for my kids. And so I'll go to like Walmart. Walmart's been sold out for weeks for boys' pants, probably almost a month. So I went to Target today. I'm not going to pay $22 for a pair of like little boys' sweatpants. So I did go to the girls section, and their sweatpants were unisex. I'm like, why are they in the girls section? Because they don't look like there's no pink stitching on them, like they look unisex. So I bought both of my boys a pair of sweatpants for $10. And just my little tangent for the day, I don't understand why they don't have a more affordable option like Walmart. Their sweatpants I think are like $5, but I know Target is a little bit different. These, loved the find. These, okay, something new at the store is if they have this, they have a section in the store where the items are only 50 cents. And check out the back. I found some vintage Levi's. Is that the orange tab? No, it's like the gold. I don't know if it's gonna focus for you guys, but is that orange? Because it looks more like burnt orange, like a tannish color. And of course they had to cut out the interior of the pants. The size tag is removed, so I don't even know the style. But so then I was questioning if they were faked back in the day, but it's got a, is it snap? Yeah, it's a snap closure, which is odd, but it's got the actual Levi stamped snap, very high-waisted. Again, these look like new. Straight leg? Yeah, straight leg. And I can't tell if these were purchased this way, but there is like almost a 2-inch seam allowance. And so I can't, they look professionally tailored or they were just made that way. So by the cut, they almost remind me of kind of like sailor pants, the way that the legs are almost wide, but not quite. Okay. I had a good day of thrifting. I will let you know I spent a total of $55 at this thrift store, and I was debating on getting like these really cool 80s, probably late 80s. Was it Fisher Price? Kitchen is like a fridge and an oven microwave. They were priced at $7.50 a piece. We don't have a toy room right now in our house because we have 3 kids. It's going to be 4 kids. But so these pieces were $7.50 each, and they resell for about $80 a piece online. But my concern is storage. I don't want my kids to see them, and shipping would absolutely be a nightmare because I'd have to Frankenstein boxes, and that's time. Time is money. So I did pass, but I will put a picture of those up in the corner because yes, my husband and I are in our mid-30s and we remember those. I wasn't cool enough to get those, but when I would go to other people's houses, they would have them. So maybe they were more like from the 80s. All right, so this is, I wouldn't call this a shacket, which is a shirt jacket. I might put it in one of my tags, but it's more like a legit jacket. It is Shirleen line, not shirt, but a Shirleen, which is the older, actually it looks okay, the memory on my phone is almost full, so I have to talk a little quicker. I've got about 5 pieces left. I got some Clark boots, the Comfort brand Clarks. I sent a pair of booties into ThredUp recently. I could price them up to like 70 bucks, and they sold within a couple days, so I got paid $30 or something. So those will go to ThredUp. I got this peach, Lorraine, I think is the brand. It is a long robe, and it's like an acetate, or not an acetate, a nylon satin. It does have the balloon sleeve and the nice lace detail with a little flower applique. If this was more basic, I would have passed on it. I'm not sure what the nightgowns were, probably just a couple dollars. The other nightgown that I saw that was hanging up at the end of the rack, if you know a brand at all, at first I thought this was Lands of Salzburg, which I've mentioned a couple of times in my hauls and Instagram. Unfortunately, it is LL Bean. I think this is maybe a 90s, maybe Y2K, but it is flannel and it is a long nightgown, so I went ahead and picked that up. And the last piece is another thick Christmas sweater with some thin shoulder pads. I just liked the scene on it. By Maggie Lawrence. It's a Rami cotton blend. It is a large, oversized, and I just loved it. So that is my huge haul. Well, if you count the other pieces, it's probably like $58 total. But I hope you enjoyed. Like this and comment down below what was your favorite item. And if you aren't subscribed, consider subscribing because I do tons of hauls. A lot of vintage, some modern, ThredUp, mom life, cat life, you name it. All right, have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you later.